You're listening to The ShakeUp, streaming live in the ShakeUp mobile app and online at www.theshakeupam.com.
All right, it is The ShakeUp. Alex the Great.
And the beautiful Tiff Lanelle.
Good morning, Tiff.
Good morning, Alex.
And we got MoDre in the building, man. Good morning.
What's good? What's
Good
up, man?
morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How's it going, man?
It's going great, man. I'm awake now.
That's what's up.
Wonderful.
Glad we finally got you in here, man. So, first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Glad to be here, bro.
Yeah, man. We like to, shake things up a little bit. And
So-
from what I hear, you are somebody that's shaking things up in the industry a little bit.
I love it.
I'm trying to make a little noise, man. I'm trying to make some noise.
Nothing
to
wrong
make
with
a lot
that,
of
though.
noise.
I'm trying to make a lot of noise. You're right. I ain't gonna.
I'm like, don't be modest. You're trying to make a lot of noise, not a little.
Yeah. Just,
So we know about you. Why don't you tell the people about you?
Okay. Where should I start? I'm a dreamer first, man. Ever since I was a kid, I just always had very vivid and a very huge imagination. Music and arts have been in my family for a long time.
Okay.
Growing up in church, everybody sings, plays instruments and stuff. So started off there and has kind of progressed. Now I am working. I've been working in the industry for the past 8 years as a professional musician and musical director, touring. Played with Janelle Monáe's artist Jadena, Jennifer Lopez, Carrie Hilson, a little bit of everybody. So doing that stuff. And then about 3 years ago, I started my own entertainment company called Classic Music LLC, which stands for Creating Longevity and Artistry and Showcasing Successful Individuals and Careers.
Come with the acronym.
Hey man, it came in the shower. It was funny. I was like praying. I was like, I need an idea. I need something.
Some of the best some of the best stuff comes out in the shower.
Right?
Like you got to just keep a notepad by,
Yeah,
by the
literally
shower.
like some sticky notes on the wall.
Yeah,
So,
just like, all right, God, I hear you.
Right. But yeah, so I think that concept came because I had been traveling and touring, which was great, and I was loving it. But I wanted to be more influential in with my music. I didn't want to just be known as a bass player or as a side man, but I wanted to be known as somebody with the power of influence and inspiration. So ended up starting a company, and I started a showcase called The Melting Pot.
Okay.
Which is what we have coming up this week, February 4th, this Saturday at the Loft.
Okay.
In
Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
All right.
Atlanta, Georgia. And it's, man, I wanted to create something. I wanted to create a home base for Atlanta artists. There's a lot of people that are coming up here. This city has been, for years, has been birthing out just amazing talent. And
Well,
it's,
and truth be told, we haven't always gotten the shine, but that's okay.
right.
Because it's not something that always comes instantly.
Mm-hmm.
And but there are a lot of people in this city that have worked for it.
Yeah.
And I've heard your name, and then ironically, so I got this information on you, and then I'm talking to Tiff, and she's been sitting in with me gracefully, and she's like, I think he was a part of a band. We just went to an event, and she was like, this is the same person. I'm like, nah. I was like, I remember. That band was lit, but I'm like, Tiff, like, are you sure? And this happens to me a lot, but I'm like, are you sure? She's like, no, I'm definitely sure. This is the same logo, and it was a friend of mine, Event 29.
Event 29.
Bianca,
That's
yeah.
my girl. I was with her yesterday. She was at a show I was doing.
Yeah, I was trying to make it to that show last night, man. I did not make it,
Oh,
but
that's
like good people.
Oh, yeah.
And
Jay
I
killed it.
think-
Everybody killed.
Yeah, absolutely. And so like everybody that was there, I've been rocking with them for a long time.
You know, Robbie.
Yeah,
and
Robbie.
all them. Yeah,
Like,
those
yeah.
are
So
folks, man.
yeah, absolutely. So it's dope.
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
And it's something, we got something special here, man.
Yeah.
We do.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And that was my thing, man. It was like, honest, to be real with you, man, I and you can mark my words, I feel like what's happened, we're in the middle of a musical revolution. I feel like what happened 10, 15 years ago is about to happen again. What LA and Babyface did, what, Outkast, there was a sense of community early on. I'm a big research buff, so I these guys, they all had their own projects, they all had their own artists, but they were still cross-pollinating. They were still homies. They were still hanging. Jermaine was working with LA, was working with Dallas, and it was just about that Atlanta thing, and it was
Right.
about, representing as a city and as a community. So that was happening then, and I believe it's happening again now. We did a show at Aisle 5 like a month ago, and it was about, Robbie performed.
Okay.
Actually, it was his showcase, and there was about maybe like 7 or 8 Atlanta artists, and I mean, dude, it felt like a scene out of Purple Rain.
It's insane, man.
It was so intense because
insane.
everybody was so dope in their own right. You know what I mean? And it was just love and respect and support, and that to me is what's gonna bring Atlanta back to that place and give the respect that we owe. Because people, you know, when you think Atlanta, and this is no shade to any of this stuff, but when you think Atlanta, I ask people. I said, what do you think about when they say Atlanta? Oh, it's strip clubs and you know, trap.
Yeah, I was gonna say either strip clubs, snap music, you know, the origination of snap music,
exactly,
or trap music, and then you know they hear Migos or something like that, and they're like, yeah, this is, you know, I mean, they say y'all got a little something, but you know, Atlanta's not real,
right.
And that I think more often I see the consensus. People are like, well, Atlanta's not, y'all just, you know, it's music, but it's not music. And I'm like, y'all, you don't know, though. You don't know.
You don't know the real music.
And I think when it comes down to really the roots of a lot of what you see and the influences, a lot of it happens in Atlanta, or it comes from Atlanta. And you see people, they move other places and they pop up, people that you may be familiar with or you're not familiar with. And if you research who they worked with and who, like where their foundation came from, a lot of it, and especially those of us in Atlanta, like for me, it's crazy. I had every intention of leaving Atlanta after I graduated high school. Like, I'm out.
Right.
And when I look at it, it just made sense for me to stay. Just because of where my passion is and the way that God orchestrated the connections for me. I feel like I could have gotten out of alignment easily. And I tell people that all the time. You can get out of alignment and still be fine. You'll be okay, but you will not be in the groove until you find the groove, you know. So.
And the groove is definitely in Atlanta.
Yeah. Oh, no, for sure.
It's in Atlanta. So tell us about the event, The Melting Pot. What can the people expect when they come to The Melting Pot this Saturday, February 4th?
Okay, so I don't like to give too many precursors because I like people to experience it.
That's fair.
But what you can't expect is diversity, energy, a lot of just fun, man. Like we try to pack a lot of different things. Like we do these long 12-hour rehearsals. Today we're in 12 to 12. Tomorrow we're in 12 to 12. And within those 12-hour periods, we're working out dance stuff, lighting stuff, dance stuff. We got, I think we'll be featuring at least 7 different artists. So it's just like, man, it's gonna be fun. And the genres, like Chelsea is just like this. Man, it's so weird. I said like if Joni Mitchell, Erykah Badu, and Jimi Hendrix had something going on, that's a lot.
I'm like, that's a lot.
Because you gotta understand, she's an amazing songwriter, but she's also blazing on guitar, like rock out. So that's her thing. But then it's got this soul thing going behind it, and her voice has got this little Erykah thing going. So it's kind of cool. And then Levi is, I don't want to say modern day, but they've got that girl power thing, a little bit of what that Spice and TLC had.
I saw them somewhere. It'll come to me.
Yeah, they're all over the place, man. I'm super proud of them. Shout out to Levi Johnson and Chelsea Shag, and their manager Jamaica Craft. I don't know if y'all know her, but she's like, so she was actually. It's kind of ironic that she's working with them because she was the choreographer for. Well, she is now, and she was one of the background dancers for TLC for years, and she does like Sierra and everybody. So she's their manager, and she's doing a great job. I went to rehearsals the other night, man, and they're like killing. The dances are on point. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. And I would say for anybody that plans on coming, be open-minded because it's not gonna be all hip hop. It's not gonna be all R&B. It literally is a melting pot.
Well, and I think that's another thing I tell people all the time. That's what an Atlanta show is. You don't know what you're gonna get. Who you're gonna get, what you don't know. Right. You don't know.
Yeah.
You can go expecting one thing and it's never what you expect.
Yeah.
So take me back to where you felt like you needed to create this, but what kind of process did you go through? Because our listener base is full of dreamers and people that just really are trying to figure out how to tap into that one thing that they're passionate about.
Right.
So when it comes to you, I think foundation is a big part of it for a lot of people. A lot of people have similar foundations, but I think at the end of I think your foundation is really important. But when you made the decision to tap in, what kind of process did you go through?
Well, talking about as far as starting the show, doing
Just
the show regularly.
anything. Like when you decided that you were gonna tap in. Like I think we all have foundations, and we're we base like okay, we work these odd jobs or we do something. And I tell people all the time, like, to be in the industry is to have had jobs that make no sense to anybody.
Oh yeah. That you don't
but
fill out an application for a regular.
Like,
it's not the same.
It's not regular work.
Yeah.
You end up doing something that nobody's ever heard of,
Right.
and that's fine. But I think everyone comes to a point where they make the decision that this is what I want to do, and I want to live my life doing this.
Right.
When did you reach that point?
Early, man. I was actually 16, like 17. I've been on my own since I was in like 11th grade. Emancipated, just life stuff. Sometimes you get put in. Well, you don't know. You get dealt a hand,
Yeah.
and you just kind of got to go with it. So, with that being said, I was in high school grinding. I was going to school, teaching lessons after school.
Wow.
At an art center, and then I was gigging, and then I would go, gigging with my band around town, and then I would play this nightclub. And I was way too young to be in there, but I would go there and I would gig. It was like an hour ride to the next city over, and I would play, and I would get back home about 3 o'clock and wake up and go to school at 6 o'clock in the morning. And so I did this for the last 2 years of high school, and it was out of necessity because I had to grind, but it was cool because it was music and it was what I loved.
Wow.
So I learned how to be able to use my passion, what I love, as well as to be able to allow that gift to make room for me, if you will, if you will. So it was an early thing for me, but it wasn't about the work. It was about the music always. It was about because music would literally saved my life in a lot of ways. I grew up in a city, in a town where there's a lot of drugs and crazy stuff going on, killings, and so I was blessed and fortunate enough to be able to have my gift to be able to open up some cool doors for me. So it's I don't look at it as a job. I don't look at it as a whatever. I just look at it as literally my the thing that helped me and that saved my life, because music, even through school, I wasn't a school kid like that, but I can play and I could read and I could be involved and I was creative, so that opened up doors for me. So yeah, I guess to answer your question, there wasn't any specific day that I was like, okay,
cool.
I want to do this full
No.
time.
I think you answered my question perfectly. Like, you knew that music was it.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And there wasn't a real question there. And I think so many times people they know that something is it, and they ignore it,
Right.
Or they suppress it, or people suppress it.
Right.
And from what it sounds like, because you've been on your own so long, no one had the opportunity really to suppress anything, or maybe they did.
Right. Well, actually, what's funny is I remember, I'm not going to say her name, but I was in high school, and I was a late bloomer. I didn't graduate until I was 19.
Okay.
But I was in my last year, and my science teacher looked at me and said, you're not going to make it out of here, right? She said, I said, because I told her, I said, I want to go to Berkeley. I want to go to college. It's the only school I want to go to, but I can't get in with a GED. She was like, well, I don't really know what to tell you. She said, because your grades are reflecting that you don't care. School doesn't matter to you. Okay, 10 years later,
Wow.
12 years later, I've been to over 30 countries. I've performed on over 4 or 5 different television shows. So it's you can't tell me what, you know what I'm saying? Looking back now, it's I could be like, oh, she didn't believe in me. But I'm so glad that I had that experience, because those moments right there are what motivated me to achieve beyond what I knew, what people tried to tell me I couldn't do.
We're just gonna say that she was trying to push you.
Of course, we're gonna call it
intentional motivation.
Right.
That's what we're gonna call that.
Yeah, it works like that sometimes.
Reverse psychology.
Right. I think people, and sometimes people feel like it is. Everybody feels like that. I'm just real, and I'm just trying to let you know. I'm trying to prepare you, and so it comes out in different ways. Yeah. And a lot of times people don't understand. And it's hard to put people, I think maybe once or twice I may have to let somebody know that they said something that inadvertently affected somebody else long term. I'm just that type of person. I'm going to let you know, you need to stop.
Right.
Stop. But I do think situations like that push you and motivate you. And that, to me, your story is amazing, because look at what you've accomplished. And look what you will continue to accomplish. And I think the drive and the dedication that comes from someone that discovers what their purpose is and discovers what they're passionate about and throws themselves into that, there's no greater reward. So I think I'll thank you for offering that back to people, because that's really what you're doing. Like when you do these shows and people come and they experience it, I think even for me, I've seen things just be I feel like sometimes I'm unleashed in a new way. Mm-hmm. And I've been around something like my dad's very musical, and we're all church kids.
Same church kids.
And my dad's very musical, and that was one piece that I've told him this countless times. He's like naturally gifted, and I play a few instruments, but like he plays every instrument, and he can just play by ear, and he's like music is just his thing. And I was like, there are certain things I just wish that I would have spent more time getting from him, because that's just, like even now he could probably still teach me, but it's like I'm not disciplined.
I'm not doing that.
It is what it is. But there's been time and time again, like I remember because of the way he was, music was the thing I turned to when I was before I knew I've been obsessed with media forever. But me and my homeboy growing up, we just used to write songs. We had notebooks and notebooks of songs that we would just write, and try to just prove to people. Like, listen, these are good songs, And so, but I think, like I said, it unleashes something in you, and there's a freedom that's in it that you. It's a different way of expressing things, but I think music helps people connect in so many different ways, and it being the universal language. Is what just makes it so amazing. So when I meet people that are creatively talented and have things that inspire people, like more than anything, more than this just being an event and something that people can come to and enjoy great artistry and great musicians, I think that it's a great experience for people. And so I love the opportunity to get to talk to people about that. And I like to know what drives that for you.
I would say I'm a big communal get-together person. Like when I was in high school, I was a little older, so I had my own apartment. So everybody would always come over to my house, and I would have these like hangs and game nights and all that. So I've always been about that communal thing. And so when it came to like putting the show together, I didn't just want to create a concert. Okay. I wanted to create an experience where people are unifying, like we're in there dancing, we're having a good time, whether you're drinking, whatever it is, and then the music. You know what I'm saying? Because like even for me, I know like the artists that I play with and that I tour with, the ones that I have the best relationships with and the ones that I have the most fun performing with are the ones that I'm friends with, the ones that I know, the ones that I spend time with. So I think I like to create that atmosphere first, which you'll see on Saturday. We have a DJ spinning, so the first hour is just that. So when it comes to this show, it was just all about, creating that type of atmosphere and environment for people to feel like they're around other people that are motivating them, people that are gonna, make them excited about life, people that they can look at and be like, you know what, man, you do this, right? Yo, can I ask you some questions? Like, let's connect. It's just that real organic networking and building, environment that we're trying to create. So that's what it's really about.
It's dope. And it makes a difference.
Makes a huge difference. I think the networking scene in Atlanta is definitely getting even bigger, especially in media and entertainment. And I love it.
Yeah, it's gotta grow, man. And I think what also is cool is that there are enough of us who care about the realness of the music, not the hype. Like I've met a lot of people that are in my generation that, in our generation, we're probably around the same age, but like, there's a lot of people that come to Atlanta because they want the Atlanta thing. They want that hype. It's like we're talking about strip club. They want trap. They want to go out to, Onyx or wherever. You know what I'm saying? But then there's a lot of people who really, who are looking for something different.
Right. Not just trash over a dope beat.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So.
That's one way to say it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah.
When you say the same word for 8 to 16 counts,
and every song on your record sounds the same.
The
beats sound the same. The rhythms sound this da 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 da. Okay,
right.
No offense. I like the stuff sometimes. You go
There's
to
a time and a place.
Exactly. But I've always felt like, and especially more recently, I felt like the priorities are just switched, man. Or there's not enough of a balance. That's what I would say.
That's what it is.
And that's what we're about. That's why I have Levi's gonna come on and they're gonna do stuff like that. They're gonna do the trap stuff and it's gonna get you turned up. But then you got Chelsea is gonna give you something completely different. And then one of the 15 Seconds of Fame artists might do a classic Lionel Richie song.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? So literally, we're gonna give you everything, and it's gonna come in an order that you're not even gonna realize what you're eating.
I think sometimes though, I think even like when you guys do stuff like this, and when people are serious about it, people start to learn. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're only exposed to one type of music, you think you only like one type of thing. And so many times you go to, that's why I appreciate live music more than anything. And for me, I like to be in a live environment. I've been exposed to a lot of music, but I still find things like, let me research this a little bit more, because whatever that was, like what I felt when I heard that, like, you know, and you have that moment, and you can't have that moment if you hear the same beat all the time, or just, as you said, trash lyrics over
Gotta be open,
dope
man.
beat. But it happens. You gotta be open, and I think bringing people. So I mean, I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna try to.
Actually, hold on. I got some tickets for you.
That's what's up. I'm gonna be in the place.
With that being said, y'all make sure you go to the Melting Pot this Saturday, February 4th at the Loft in Atlanta, Georgia, the ATL. And where can they buy tickets?
Ticketalternative.com.
Okay.
Wonderful. So make sure y'all go to ticketalternative.com. Again, that's the Melting Pot this Saturday, February 4th at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
That's right. We'll put all the information on our website as well. So it'll be on the ShakeUpAM.com. Just click events, and we'll put this event there. I now will most definitely be there.
Sweet. Oh, and shameless plug, but we are looking for artists. If you go to the website, well, actually, if you go to the Instagram at the Melting Pot Live, you'll see information on submitting. We are always looking for new dope artists that are looking for an opportunity. We want to be able to give you a platform. So
dope.
Send in some stuff.
Dope. How do people keep in touch with you, man?
I'm at MoDre on pretty much everything. MoDre3. So the 3 is kind of represents the E. But yeah, on Instagram, on Twitter, Snapchat, it's MoDre Music. That's the only thing that's different. MoDre Muzik, and that's the same thing on Facebook. MoDre Music on Facebook.
Dopeness. All right, I will put all the information on our website as well. Mo, man, appreciate you coming through.
All right, man.
Thanks
Thank
for
y'all for having
stopping
me.
by.
And don't be a stranger. Feel free to come back anytime.
Thank you, man.
All right, man. So the Melting Pot this Saturday, February 4th in Atlanta. If you're not in Atlanta, all the details on the website. It'll be up sometime today, and we'll definitely be there. Plus, aspiring artists, they want to put you on, so hit Dre up, hit them up. All the information on the Instagram. We have to take a quick break, Dre. We really appreciate you. I can't talk. We appreciate you coming.
No.
We appreciate you coming through.
I'm stripping. What you mean am I
and,
cold? I just took a layer off.
I can't even tell. I don't know what's going on over here.
Get
Just
your life.
Too much. We got more Throwback Hour coming up, Throwback Thursday. I can't get my days together, man. 1-844-99-SHAKE at the ShakeUp AM on Twitter and Instagram. Big thanks to Drake for coming through, and I'm sure he'll be back. And your requests. I think that's it, Tiff. Anything else?
No.
The Shake-Up wants to talk to you. Call us now at 1-844-99-SHAKE. That's 1-844-997-4253.
You gotta love it. I just wanna chill and twist the lie. Catch stunts in my 740.